people. Good evening and welcome to another exciting time on hashtag trending, coming to you live from Spectrum Television. I am Blessing Dixon, but of course you could call me Lady B. Now, hashtag trending is that one stop show that offers you a potpourri of everything trending. Simple terms. Hashtag trending is the show that keeps you updated on everything trending on social media. Now, you would do this for me. I always say, if you're new here, welcome, stay cozy, sit tight, grab some snack, grab some juice, because it would be an amazing ride. Now, you know the drill already. To get into the interactive space with us, all you need to do is connect with us via our socials as displayed on your screen, or you can connect with me via Instagram at official_blessed Dixon. Now, here's what you'll do for me real quick. Grab some snack, grab some juice, grab some napkins, because you'll laugh a little and just dab to wipe some tears. When I come back from this really short break, I'll be taking you to the trendy world. Stay with us. Welcome back. Trust me, it's so much fun to be back again. The program is hashtag trending, coming to you live from Spectrum Television. Do well to connect with us via our socials so you can be part of the conversation. Of course, the program is hashtag trending, and it's just to keep you updated on everything trending on social media. Let's give the gist. A lot has happened today, and I can't wait to tell you. So from everything that has happened today, I've put together 10 strong hashtags for you today. And of course, hashtag stands for every social conversation, and Twitter is that space where we shop for hashtags, as well as Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, in fact, all the socials. Now, the first hashtag we have for you today is an international day, and that's the hashtag Africa Day 2023. Yes, today is Africa Day, and it's aimed at celebrating and acknowledging the successes of the OAU since its inception. It symbolizes Africa's unity, commitment to peace, democracy, and economic development. Peace, freedom, justice, solidarity. These are the values that Africa stands up for. Now, Africa Day is an occasion for Africa to take pride in its achievements and to face the future with hope and confidence despite its challenges. So today, all Africans of goodwill commemorate the founding of the OAU and AU 60 years ago on the 25th of May 1963. Here's what the bulk of the work is. Let us all strive to stop all conflict in Africa and seek progress. Now, on Africa Day, we aim to see a world where there is no hate, war, and violence. Let us celebrate the diversity and richness of Africa's culture. Let us also commit to working together to build a better future for our continent. A popular South African proverb says, Ubuntu, I am because we are. Now, if we learn to stand together as one, of course, Africa would move to higher heights. So I say, Ubuntu, I am because we are. Let us live in love. Now we move to the hashtag Nigeria, which is trending with 203,000 tweets, with President Buhari handing over to the president-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Nigeria's leader, President Muhammadu Buhari, has today handed the transition document to President-elect Bola Tinubu in Abuja. The president also handed the baton of service, which is in line with the Executive Order number 14, which mandates that the Transition Council issues handover notes containing, amongst other things, proposed policy direction for the incoming administration. Meanwhile, the president-elect Bola Tinubu and his vice Kashim Shettima will be honored with the Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic and the Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, respectively. Now, reports say the investiture, which was ongoing at the State House Conference Center, is part of the activities lined up for the May 29th inauguration ceremony. Right about now, let's just take a look at the tweets before we bring you the video. Muhammadu Buhari at Mbuhari tweeted, "Today, with the authority vested in me as the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I conferred the national honor of GCFR on His Excellency at official ABAT and GCON on His Excellency Kashim Shettima." Well, another netizen called Dare at Kumidre tweeted, "The power belongs to the people. If you must rule Nigeria, you must fulfill her constitution." Well, another netizen and the presidential candidate for the Labour Party, Peter Obi at Peter Obi tweeted, "I have consistently called the Nigerians to take back their country because only Nigerians can save Nigeria. This is the only nation that we have, and it is ours to build and develop." Right about now, let's take a look at the transition video.
To invite the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, to preside over the transmission of the handover documents to President-elect His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. I thank you for your kind attention and patience, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Yeah. Yes, it's all good with on there.
Oh, everything together. Oh, okay. So the next thing we are going is to invite the president. The transition documents are going to be handed over to the president-elect now by President Muhammadu Buhari. Then you have the baton of service, which President Buhari will also hand over to the president-elect, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. You know that in a relay race, batons are handed over. It shows you that governance and government is a long-distance race.
Well, congratulations to the president-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Still talking about this ceremony, we have the hashtag jubilation trending with 7,000 tweets. Now, of course, Instablog, a blog group, a blog posted jubilation across the country as president-elect conferred with GCFRN honor. Well, let's take a look at the tweets now. Instablog Ninja at Instablog Ninja tweeted, Jubilation across the country as President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima are conferred with Grand Commander of the Federal Republic and Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger honors, respectively. Well, another netizen had a divergent opinion and he tweeted, Osmond at Valdos tweeted, Now una make me see the news sef. We no see even half jubilation here sef. Maybe now those thoughts and aberos for those states they jubilate. We they focus on our jobs. Well, your opinion solely remains yours. And all that is Spectrum Television. Let's take a look at more tweets now. Loud Whisperer at Whisperer228 tweeted, Is it that I don't know the meaning of jubilation or them they whine me? Instablog, well done, no. Well, let's just take a look at the jubilation video.
Investiture conferment of the national honor of Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, GCON, on His Excellency Kashim Shettima, Vice President-elect. Can you step forward, please?
Born September 2, 1966 in Maiduguri into the illustrious family of Alhaji Shettima Mustafa Kutaibe, the Shettima Kaoma Moroma of Borno, and Hajia Nana Kujarima Shettima, a princess of the esteemed Elkanemi royal family, His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima is famously known for his courage as a performing wartime governor. Shettima attended La Misula Primary School in Maiduguri from 1972 to 1978, Government Community Secondary School View from.
Well, congratulations to the President-elect and the Vice President-elect. We move away from that now to the hashtag Oni of Ife, which is trending with 32,000 tweets. The Oni of Ife shook the Nollywood veteran actor Pet Adochi, and netizens have divergent views on it, saying the Oni is not supposed to shake anyone. Other persons are supposed to bow to him. Well, let's take a look at the tweets now. Punch newspapers at Mobile Punch tweeted, Do you think Pete Adochi's handshake with Oni breached tradition? Well, a big question there. If you're watching the live stream, we'd love to see your comments under this video. We take a look at more tweets now from Olawale Akinkumi at Olawale Akinkum 4, who tweeted, The greetings is not based on traditions, rather friendship or business partners. Well, another netizen called Sport Doctor Odogu 1 at Sport Doctor Odogu 2 tweeted, Una look a bubedike finish. Una look a whole titled chief, a 76-year-old Pet Adochi, and said he should have prostrated before the Oni of Ife. Some of una know well, Sha. Is Pet Adochi a Yoruba man? Some of you well, your opinion solely remains yours and not that of Spectrum Television. We move on to more tweets now from UG at Ogunwa Ejikim, who tweeted, If Oni wants everybody to bow for him, then he should stay in his palace or be very selective about the type of event he attends. You can't be attending parties and public socialite events up and down, then expect everyone to bow once they see you, even if they are also Pet Adochi. Well, another netizen called Dr. Penking at Dr. Penking tweeted, I see people having seizures because Pete Adochi shook hands with Oni of Ife instead of bowing. Let me shed some light. Pet Adochi holds one of the highest traditional titles in Igbo land. A titled Igbo man must never bend his knee to any other apart from his chief. Well, another netizen called Bemiga Benga at IMG World tweeted, I would have a problem with Pet Adochi and Oni video if the Oni had stood up to greet them, but he sat there and they came to greet him. I think that's enough. My personal thought may still be wrong. Well, another netizen called Sir David Oyemaizu at Sir David Bent tweeted, "The Oni of Ife, the Alafin, and the Oba of Benin will always remain classic rulers. They are certain individuals that exude class, charisma, and reverence. Pettidochi is one of such men. Thus, it was absolutely normal that the Oni shook him based on his own cultural norm." Well, let's take a look at this video that is causing this controversies. The video of the Oni and Pettidochi at an event. Well, if you watched that video, do you feel there's a problem with it? I mean, the Igbos are coming with a different view. Some Yorubas are coming with a different view. Some Yorubas are like, Pet Edoti should have prostrated before the Oni. Others are saying, well, it's not like he came to greet him in his palace. And if you look closely at that video, the Oni didn't stand up to greet him. Pet came to him. Now, the Igbos are of the opinion that a titled Igbo man with the Ozo title is never to bow to anyone apart from his chief. That is his god. Well, this video has sparked a lot of controversies. If you're watching, what do you think? What's your opinion on the Oni and Pettidochi's video? Well, we move on from that to the UK, and in politics, where the hashtag the UK is trending with 500,000 tweets. Net migration in the UK has hit a record of 606,000 today, heaping pressure on the government, which has pledged to cut dependency on foreign labor. Now, responding to these figures, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak described legal immigration levels as too high and said he would bring them down. He also added that measures announced earlier this week to tighten the number of international students allowed to bring their families with them would have a significant impact on the country. Now, if you're new to this story, we take a pause there. If you're new to this story, you would know that the UK had announced this week that starting from January 2024, international students will not be allowed to bring dependents into the country except on special grounds. And this is to check the level of legal migration rather into the country. However, some netizens decided to attack a man called MD Timiyu, who exposed this secret to the UK in a BBC interview. Now, MD Timiyu came up to tell the world on the BBC interview that so many Nigerians just come into the UK under the guise of schooling when they are not actually looking for a degree. So midway, the switch from the student route into a work route. And of course, UK has placed restrictions on students switching from an academic route into a work route. Well, let's just take a look at the tweets that follow the hashtag UK. Oludayo Sukumbi at Oludi1 tweeted, "Just had an interview with a newspaper agency in the UK to discuss the effect of the new UK dependent ban. I made sure I corrected that nonsense tiny use submission about Nigerians in the UK. I would send the link once it is published." Well, your opinion solely remains yours, and all that is Spectrum Television. We move on to the next tweet from Bami Dele at Bamiba Tope, who tweeted, "Whenever the UK is making a policy, I think they do look at England alone. Regions like Northern Ireland and Wales still need populations. They can channel the people coming to the UK into that area and make sure it is mandatory for them to stay there for at least 5 years, like in Canada. Well, another netizen called Toyib Adewale at Tade Olodun tweeted, "This is the one-sided narrative we have to change. International students should not be caught in internal Conservative Party policy inconsistency. Happy report shows that international students contribute over 40 billion euros to the UK economy in 1 year. School fees alone are worth tens of billions. They have no recourse to public funds. This conversation must be balanced." Well, another netizen called Frank the Sushin at Frank the Sushin tweeted, "UK migration hits a record high. Some worry migration may stop if Brits don't speak for it. But the continued influx shows public sentiment doesn't matter. Politicians disregard it. The UK may not function the same without migrants, but it's not functioning the same with them." Well, another netizen called Dr. Yvonne Mafosa at Yvonne Mafosa tweeted, "Convincing yourself that everyone is suffering in the UK to feel better about being stuck in Zimbabwe is insane. But I guess whatever makes you feel better, I guess." Well, another netizen group called Gistreel at gistreel.com decided to take it a bit further by tweeting, "A Nigerian man living in the UK was arrested for impregnating 3 women. His wife, his wife's sister, and his wife's mother." What do we say to this? Wala wala in Portable's voice. Well, what's your opinion on that? Another netizen called Dr. Panking at Dr. Panking decided to blame MD by tweeting, "This is MD Timiyu on his way to UK in September 2022. He entered the UK with the same dependent route on September 2022. Less than 9 months after he entered UK, he closed the border against his kinsmen and lineage with his mouth." Well, another netizen called 2010-2020 at I am Ilemona tweeted, "Last year, international students provided nearly 43 billion euros to the UK economy. They enrich our society and have skills that are proving vital in the post-Brexit climate. Without a way for overseas students to bring their families, many will opt to go elsewhere." Well, this is a member of Parliament, Carol Monaghan, who said this. Well, let's just take a look at the video of Carol Monaghan.
International students make an invaluable contribution to our economy. According to the Higher Education Policy Institute, last year they provided nearly 43 billion to the UK economy. In my constituency of Glasgow North West alone, the economic benefit was over 83 million. So first of all, I'd like to ask the Minister, what assessments have been carried out on the economic impact of this change on the university sector and indeed in university towns? International students enrich our society and they have skills which are proving ever more vital in this post-Brexit climate, which has seen the UK deprived of workers across key sectors. So with current labour shortages in healthcare, STEM, IT, to name but a few, how can the Minister fail to recognise that this policy will simply exacerbate these? The reality is that many students coming to the UK look beyond their studies and want their families to be part of that experience. Without a way for overseas students to bring their families, many will opt to go elsewhere. And any drop in international student numbers will cause further harm to universities that are already facing financial difficulties. This policy makes the Home Secretary's agenda crystal clear. She's launching an attack on migrants regardless of the benefits they bring to the UK. And in pursuing this short-sighted reactionary programme, international students are being caught in the crossfire. In Scotland, international students' contribution to university campuses and to our wider society is celebrated.
Well, the Member of Parliament, Carol, definitely made a striking point that international students, however you look at it, enrich the economy of the UK. So they are being brought under a crossfire. Yes, they know they're trying to reduce the number of legal migrants. However, she was pleading with the Parliament to do a detailed look into this policy. Well, we move away from the UK and everything surrounding that conversation to the next hashtag, Guinness World Record, which is trending with 18,000 to it. Now, of course, another Nigerian has broken the Guinness World Record. A Nigerian pupil has been declared Guinness World Record holder for the most keeps on one foot. Well, let's take a look at the tweet now. Yabaleft Online at Yabaleft Online tweeted, Nigerian pupil declared Guinness World Record holder for most keeps on one foot. Well, another netizen called Punch Newspaper at Mobile Punch tweeted, 17-year-old man named Guinness World Record holder 17-year-old Nigerian named Guinness World Record holder for the most keeps on one foot. The 17-year-old pupil of Oye Mekong Grammar School, Akure, Ondo State, Philip Solomon, has been declared the Guinness World Record holder for the most keeps on one foot in 30 seconds. On January 24th, Solomon officially recorded 153 skips on one foot in 30 seconds to outdo the former record holder Russell Islam of Bangladesh, whose record was 145. His record was officially ratified by the Guinness World Record on Tuesday, 4 months after his attempt. A statement on the Guinness World Record website read, the most keeps in 30 seconds on one foot is 153 and was achieved by Philip Solomon, Nigeria, in Akure, Nigeria on 24th January 2023. Philip was inspired by the previous holder of this record title, Russell Islam, after seeing a video of their record attempt. He's been training to achieve the record and was honored to attend a skipping world championship. And of course, so many congratulations are already pouring in for the new record holder. We take a look at more tweets now. The Nation Nigeria at The Nation News. The Nation Nigeria at The Nation News tweeted, Nigerian people officially named Guinness World Record holder for most keeps on one foot. Well, let's take a look at the video of our new Guinness World Record holder who had the most skips on one foot.
Welcome to Ondo State Sports Complex, venue for where Phillips will be attempting the Guinness World Record on most skips on one leg in 30 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Solomon Phillips. The current world record is 145 in 30 seconds. Let's see how much Phillips is going to give us today. Good luck. Ready? Start.
Well, I'm super proud. I'm feeling like Naija to the world that big. 153 seconds. I mean, that record has been broken. Naija to the world. This is a time where you should not be ashamed to be a Nigerian. I mean, raise your shoulders high. Just work. Just work. Raise your shoulders high. Meanwhile, away from that, but still on the Guinness World Record, another Nigerian is on the verge to set the Guinness World Record as he uses his teeth to peel over 50 coconuts. Well, let's just take a look at that video before we come to the tweet.
Teach you as professor on the road, so no ask me where I learned from. Always moving with precaution and accessing. Like it I don't consign you. I know they come out for it, no consign me. Kind of slow, but I'm always on time. Say my eyes don't see many things, see me up bad run for time. You see the air, to me therapy. Good bad,
All this just leaves us with a question: what record can you break? Yes, if you're watching the live stream, if you're watching me from home, what Guinness World Record can you break? 50 coconuts, peeling 50 coconuts with his teeth. Well, let's just take a look at the tweet. Murphy's Crib at Crib Murphy tweeted, "Man on verge to set Guinness World Record as he uses teeth to peel over 50 coconuts." Well, another netizen group called Yaba Left Online at Yaba Left Online tweeted, "Nigerian man aims to set a Guinness World Record by peeling 50 coconuts with his teeth." Well, we already brought you the video of that Nigerian man, and if you're watching, I'm asking you again, what Guinness World Record can you break? What Guinness World Record can you break? Well, right about now, we'll be going on a short break, and when we return, we bring you more trends in entertainment, more trends in religion. It promises to be an exciting one, so stay with us. Welcome back. Of course, the program is #trending, coming to you live from Spectrum Television. Do well to follow us in all our socials so you can be part of the conversation. Now we move from everything Guinness World Record to the next hashtag, and that is a hashtag Sheyi, which is trending with 62,000 tweets. Now the Nigerian singer Sheyi Vibes has bought a house. Let's take a look at the tweet. Punch newspapers at Mobile Punch tweeted, "Singer Sheyi Vibes buys new house." Nigerian singer Balogun Afolabi Oluwaseyi, popularly known as Sheyi Vibes, has bought a new house. The singer shared the picture and video of the house on his Instagram account on Thursday. He expressed gratitude to God and wished his mother was alive to witness his achievements, saying, I wish my mother could witness this and more of the achievements to come, but God knows best. No label till I got here. Alhamdulillah. Congratulations, Oluwaseyi. Well, another netizen called Bazito at It's Bazito tweeted, Shea Vibes is top tier talent. He literally floated on this song. Well, another netizen called Yaba Left Online, the netizen group at Yaba Left Online, tweeted Shea Vibes gift himself a new house. Let's just take a look at the video of Shea Vibes' house. Amazing things are definitely happening in Nigeria. From all of us at Spectrum Television, we're saying congratulations, Shea Vibes. Well, we move on to the next hashtag, which is on kindness. Kindness, they say, is a virtue, and that is why the hashtag good neighbor is trending. Kindness is a seed, an open check which you pay forward. The real question is, who is your neighbor, and are you a good neighbor? Well, the hashtag good neighbor is still trending with 18,000 tweets. Let's take a look at the interesting thread of tweets. Wives and mothers at Wives and Mothers tweeted, my husband got a call from my neighbor around 1:30 a.m. He said he wanted to see him. He peeped through the balcony and saw he was waiting at the door. He wore his clothes and went to meet him downstairs. After a short while, my husband rushed upstairs. I asked what was wrong. He told me his wife is in labor and his car won't start. He took the car keys and rushed downstairs. They all got into the car and drove to the hospital. I couldn't sleep again, so I started my worship session and later called to check on him. He said he was in the car waiting. The next tweet, I was the one to wake up and do school runs, so I woke up earlier than the kids to prepare the kids for school. He later called by 6:30 a.m. that she just had a baby boy. I was so happy. I told my kids, Mommy Annie just had another baby. They were so excited. He said he will be coming home the next week to take his bath and drop the kids at school. When praying for a good location, the next tweet now, when praying for a good location, good apartment and good environment, don't forget to pray for good neighbors. The neighbor role in our lives may seem insignificant, but they are very important to our growth and well-being. Well, from here we're saying the importance of a good neighbor cannot be overemphasized. Let's take a look at more tweets now. Juliet Chinelo at Junel tweeted, in 2020, I passed out in my room. Fortunately, my neighbor came to borrow blender, but I wasn't responding. He got worried and alerted other neighbors. They broke my door and found me unconscious. They took me to the hospital, paid all the bills. They always ensure to check on me. Well, another netizen called Billy Keys Morenike Mafe at Billy Maffey tweeted, now I'm wondering if living in the diaspora is a different experience because the way some folks will be minding their business, that is if they are not even racist. You'll be wondering if love your neighbor as yourself is an African proverb. God bless good neighbors. Well, another netizen called Folarin Oleyede at Fole09 tweeted, now my wife went into labor at home. I was shaking. It was our neighbor who took delivery of the baby, and before we later went to the hospital. When we got back from the hospital, she had cleaned all the fluid on the floor and disinfected our apartment. Well, another netizen called Brown Sugar at Chris 2002 tweeted, back in 2018, I was staying alone and suddenly took ill and couldn't move. I managed to crawl to my door and was banging faintly on my door. My neighbor heard the bang, came to my door, saw me on the floor and called his nurse, who came and treated me at home. Another netizen called Daniel Najabong at Daniel the Coach tweeted, I had I had retired to bed when a neighbor called me and asked whether my car was available. His neighbor had an altercation with the husband and she had been stabbed with a broken bottle. I took them to the hospital and didn't leave until she was stable. Neighborliness is a blessing. Well, another netizen called Ada at Bonkale tweeted, Mom fell ill middle of the night. Neighbor heard the noise from our flat and came. He immediately told us to get into his car, drove to 3 different hospitals that kept rejecting her until we landed in Lasut. We lost her, but I would never forget the gesture. Well, she also tweeted, I paid the gesture back. His wife traveled to Mecca for Hajj and left her 4-month-old baby and younger siblings with us. My siblings and I took turns to take care of the baby whenever she cried at midnight. Till date, we remain very close. Well, another netizen called Alero at Alero tweeted, this takes me back to say 7 years ago when my mom traveled for her promotion exams, leaving just me, my dad, and my younger siblings. By 2 a.m., my dad had a series of chronic asthma attacks. I had to work 5 houses down the road, ring on our neighbor's bell. They took us to the hospital, stayed with us till 5 a.m., took me back home to get my siblings ready, and took care of school runs. Forever grateful for this relationship, especially in a gated community. Another netizen called Ifunaya at Ifi Valerie tweeted, 3 hefty men took me to the hospital when I was in labor. They slept inside the car till daybreak. We don't even live in the same house, but my brother-in-law, in his hysteric mood, had to go to their houses. God bless them for me. Well, another netizen called Softy at Call Me Chidex tweeted, when my mother delivered my immediate younger brother, it was our neighbor, an Akwa Ibom woman, who took care of my mother and bathed the baby for straight 1 month. She didn't ask for a penny. Well, another netizen called Adeniyi Aborisade at Adeniyi Boris tweeted, thieves broke into our hostel. While some of us were able to run away, one of us was hit with a rifle. We heard him scream so loud while on our run. When we got back to the hostel, the boy was lying helplessly on the floor. Well, the next tweet, about 3 of us backed him to the school clinic, and in the next tweet he said, we were sent back unattended to because we were not with his student ID card. We took him back to the hostel and started treating him the best we could. He is doing fine. Well, another netizen called John Kelvin at John Kelvin tweeted, your neighbor both at home, workplace, school, hustle field, shop, even in a public transport is better than a far away relative. Some of the characters of our neighbor made me to always remember that one good deed deserves another. Be a good neighbor to make a good neighbor. Definitely, that is just the word for every one of us. If you want a good neighbor, you must be a good neighbor. The importance of a good neighbor cannot be overemphasized. Well, we move on from good neighbor to the next tweet, which is Bishop Oyedepo. Bishop Oyedepo is trending with 24,000 tweets. Now, Bishop is trending with conversations on his message on raising men and not money. Well, let's take a look at the tweet now. Abraham Abubakar at Abraham tweeted, you are not sent by the people, you are sent to the people. Don't raise money, raise men. Bishop Oyedepo. Well, more netizens came to recall his popular quotes and statements. The Real Church Gist at The Real Church NG tweeted, and what an asset that is to my life. Today, Kenneth Copeland was sent to open my eyes to the secrets of kingdom prosperity, and what a blessing to my life and to this ministry today. I got a sworn blessing from each of them. Please position yourself to access help. Bishop Oyedepo. Another netizen called Wisdom Egbo at Wisdom Egbo tweeted, anywhere you see Bishop Oyedepo's books, hold it with your two hands, buy it with your last money. Another netizen called 2023, he alone leads me, at I am Erashe, tweeted, "You are too small to preach the whole Bible. To see proof of what God has called you to do, stay within your core limits of assignment." Mr. Billy Graham, salvation. Pastor Kumuyi, holiness. Dr. Olukoya, deliverance. Bishop Oyedepo, faith. Pastor Adeboye, holiness. Bro Bile, righteousness. Well, another netizen called Arike at Olushola Loye tweeted, "I heard this statement from Bishop Oyedepo and I thought to share. Your greenest pasture is not in the country, but your stand in covenant." Tekena Emmanuel, another netizen called Imatam, tweeted, "I remember one time I was reading one of Bishop Oyedepo's book. It should be on dominion or something. He explained on how our words shape our life with an illustration that I would never forget. He said, whenever you breathe," the next tweet, he said, "when you breathe on a mirror, it becomes wet, and even when you scream, there are water droplets on the mirror, and water gives life. That is how our words give life to things around us. The tongue has the power of death and life, and it is always wet. Since then," she said, "she has been extra cautious enough to be careful with her words." Now, this is where we wrap up the show for today. Be extra cautious with your word. Remember, today is Africa Day. Celebrate an African around you. Make sure that you are cautious with your word. If it won't heal somebody, please don't say it. If it's something that will hurt someone, don't say it. And please stay safe and stay out of trouble. I'll see you again on Monday with more interesting hashtags, tweets, and posts. Until then, my name is Blessing Dixon. I am saying Ubuntu, I am because we are. Au revoir.